Yo, what's up? This is the Knobheads podcast, and you are talking with Charlie Miller and
David Ekunno. And
today we are discussing a couple of different things, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, two different topics actually. So Liam Neeson just came out with a movie. Theme of the movie is it's revenge. Mm-hmm. And when asked where does he get his inspiration,
and that wasn't even the question.
What was the question?
It was more like, why do you think a character would react this way? Because the initial answer was, there has to be a movie. That was the initial answer. And then he came out of nowhere like, well, I can relate because blah, blah, blah.
Fair enough. Okay, so he's saying he can relate to revenge because he's had this vengeful time in his life.
Yeah.
Where his dear friend got raped by someone. He asked the dear friend who the person was. She doesn't know him. Description, he's black.
My question.
And then wait, there's more. And then he goes around in black neighborhoods looking for a black, or in his words, a black bastard to start a fight with him so he can kill the guy. Okay, so that's where we're at. But he also expressed a lot of remorse and shame about it. I think it's important to include that.
I think it's also important to include he wasn't like quote unquote outed or anything. He spoke of this himself.
He volunteered the information.
He volunteered this information. David, how do you feel?
I like that he did it. I think we need to have more dialogue about this kind of thing. I think we're just so closed up to the point that anyone that does anything that's like maybe a little bit racist is just shunned out. Do you know what I mean?
Can I say something? Because he doesn't frame this as a racist issue, right? Because he's saying it's not about race. Like, because he does say there needs to be conversation about race. Like he says, he's saying what I did basically is not racism because I would do that if it were any race attacker. So how's that make it a race issue? To him, it's more of a race issue.
I think the race issue is how we've taken it as a culture, how social media has ran with it and said this person's a racist, and then people want him cancelled, and people don't want his movie in the cinemas, and they don't want him to be in more movies coming into the future. I mean, it's neither here nor there. It's still wrong, right? It's still wrong. Let's just say that it's some sort of intrinsic racism that he had, and he just wanted to get out into the world, right? Sure, he's admitting this story, like you said, he's volunteering the information. It's something that happened over 30 years ago, and he's talking about it with shame. I mean, you can hate the guy for having the thoughts in the first place because you don't want one of your favorite actors to be a closeted racist when he was younger. Okay, I can understand that. What I don't understand is wanting to cancel him now, even though I think the very idea that he's volunteering this information and talking about it the way he is kind of demonstrates that he's grown from the place that he was before. What do you guys think about that?
Okay, because I think initially, because very first, I honestly just think he wasn't thinking when he said it.
Yeah.
Because even telling the story, the tone wasn't very dark-hearted. Like, it was very lighthearted, like, I remember this time.
No, it was not.
Okay, so I did a little bit, but it wasn't like...
Every time Liam Neeson talks, it's fucking dark-hearted.
Okay, but for Liam Neeson...
I was brushing my teeth. Like, bro.
So, but I'm saying even for him, it did sound very like...
It didn't sound jolly.
In essence of the conversation, right? It's just a lighthearted conversation. Like, before the whole interview prior was the whole... I honestly don't think he knew what he was...
No, I don't think he knew he was going to divulge. I think he came out with it. But in the very first instance that he said it, in the middle of his story, he said, and I'm ashamed to think this.
Yeah, but I think what's also wrong about it is, I mean, I've known some females who I've cared about who, they've been raped or whatever, but a normal person, like a healthy-minded person, does not think I need to go out and kill somebody just because they have the same skin tone as apparently this person who raped my friend. I do think it is good that he volunteered this information and talked about it because, number one, it brings about conversations like this. Mm-hmm. And number two is the fact that when you volunteer like darkness about your past, mm-hmm. it's more easily received because you're basically saying like, oh, okay, yeah, well, even if I did feel this way in the past and whatnot, I am wiser now to the fact that I'm ashamed. I shouldn't have thought of that in the past. I could have died. Somebody else innocent could have died. So it definitely does, in some form or fashion, show some type of growth and some type of humanity.
I just don't get why he gets so much credit for like that part. 'Cause I honestly, he was not trying to start a conversation.
Right.
But he did.
But he wasn't trying to.
But he did.
Intention matters. He wasn't trying to, and it's not like to me that's what like why are we giving him so much credit for that? Like I think
he got a lot more backlash than credit, to be fair.
Which is deserved, but that's what this conversation's about, right? Like, because I think it's fair to say he's canceled. Like, I think that's fair.
You think it's fair?
I think it's totally because first of all he's racist.
But what do we want? Like, what does redemption mean? With Kevin Hart, he had some homophobic tweets, right? He's now at a place where he's not homophobic, and we can accept that. Us as black people can accept that more so because he's black, I guess, and because we're not homos. But when Liam Neeson does something, it's not the same thing because, of course, it's a lot more violent what he did, and it was 30 years ago, so it was 3 times the time span of Kevin Hart. But also, he's at a place where he's grown, and he outed himself. It's not like people looked through his past and found that, oh, he did this shit. It's like, no, he volunteered the information, and he volunteered his feelings towards the information of shame. And it's 30 plus years ago. That's longer than any of us have been alive. But the fact that he just was true about an experience that he had long ago is what we try and cut him down for. So what, we want him to stay silent and just be a racist in disguise?
It doesn't make sense because he's saying this wasn't racist to begin with, right? So like to me, that's what I'm saying. Like that doesn't even matter to me because he's saying it wasn't racist to begin with. So to me, his basic message is I was once angry to the point where I was willing to kill somebody,
right?
And I've grown from that, and I learned. He didn't even say all that. Like to me, he didn't even like really go through the journey of it, right? Like
he didn't go through the journey of it. No, he didn't.
So that's what I'm saying. So to me, it's like an empty message. Like I need more if you're really gonna sell that narrative. Then you need to tell me exactly kind of what you did to work through that rage. Like maybe some habits that you developed. Something. I need something because to me it just sounds like I said something racist. I need to fix it.
Power walking is what you said.
Exactly. Does that sound?
I mean, yeah.
See, I'm just saying I need more.
That's what he said.
But I'm saying if you're gonna,
he said he got help, and with the person that he got help, he found power walking, and that was, believe it or not, what helped him. Apparently,
if you're gonna fuck up, I need you to have a better narrative. Like that's not
if
believable
that's the truth,
to me.
then that's the truth.
It sounds like such a shallow story.
That's the truth, dude.
But you were to the point where you were gonna murder.
If you're gonna make something up,
if you were to the point where you could murder an innocent person and you could just power walking, you're telling me that's how you work through that? I don't believe it.
Possibly.
I don't believe it.
I mean, if that's the truth, what do you say? Do you know what I mean?
Maybe.
If that's the truth of the situation, do I have to make up a truth that people are going to believe?
No, but I'm just...
Because
I'm saying is...
It seemed like he was so out of shape about his friend being raped that he walked around looking for a black person to start a fight, and then at some point it snapped in his head that I'm being an idiot, and then he got help. So it's like, in his mind, he still had the sanity, but the fact that his friend was raped put some other part of his mind on top of that, so he went insane for a little while, and he had like a freak out moment, and he came back.
All I'm saying is,
go on.
Maybe if Ted Bundy would have power walked, would he still be a serial killer?
We don't know.
Would Ted Bundy be a serial killer? He could.
These are questions we need.
These are questions that we need answers to. Okay, because he could have power walked his ass straight to Jesus.
For real. OJ.
You never know.
OJ might not have done it.
OJ,
had he been power walking.
This nigga stupid. That nigga literally wrote a book saying, "What if I did do it? Like, what if you shut the fuck up? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, I think you did kill him now. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, that was just stupid."